I'm Zach George. I train dogs. This is my new dog, and I'm gonna show you how I train her from day one. Things definitely won't always go smoothly. You can start from the beginning, or you can pick up anywhere. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so you never miss an episode. When you put into motion an approach based on love and respect, your results will forever remain in motion. This is Inertia. Welcome to the dog training experience. Something unusual is going on here. There are a bunch of balloons around. We haven't taught Inertia how to read yet, but there is a clue. Happy first birthday to you. While Brianna has many talents, baking is not at the top of her list.
I'm gonna try to bake Inertia some birthday cupcakes. I have no promises. I'm not good at this.
We've got a cupcake tin, some flour, and some other stuff. When was the last time you baked cupcakes, or cupcakes for that matter?
Pre-high school, I don't know. My mom's a great baker and I helped her when I was little, but it's been a long time.
What are the chances of failure?
The chances of Inertia not liking what I make, ooh gosh, I'm not that confident. I feel like 60-40, 60% chance she might like it.
Okay.
However, Indy's gonna eat it no matter what, so that's okay. Flour.
That's how much flour. Inertia, hold on. We've gotta stop what we're doing to train here. Watch this. See, look at her. Look at her. She sees a dog outside. Inertia, come. Oh, bad. Inertia, come. Good girl. Lie down. I know that's hard. Okay. Good.
Good job.
Quiet, please. Yep, that's life. Gotta stop and train sometimes.
Baking soda. This one's baking powder. That's like basically 2 tablespoons. This was full at the beginning of COVID-19 and it's all me. I've eaten this entire jar of peanut butter.
Oh my goodness.
I know. This is a problem I just realized about myself. Okay.
There you go. Get your hands dirty.
You can have the spoon. Look at her eyes. Look how excited she gets.
Now at 14, they can do anything, I guess.
She can do anything. It's egg time. 2 tablespoons of oil. Applesauce.
Okay.
Yeah. It's chunky. I got the chunky kind.
Nice.
So she would have apple chunks in her birthday cupcakes.
Yuck. I would be so mad if I was a kid and I had apple chunks in my cupcakes.
Peanut butter apple cupcakes don't sound amazing to you? They sound good to me. I predict Zach will eat a cupcake.
Well, yes. I mean, I've definitely eaten more questionable dog treats than this.
It's true. I think that's everything.
All right, so now we just mix it up.
Yeah.
I think you're not supposed to use a whisk.
It just said stir, but I thought that, I don't know, whisks are for baking, right?
No, are they? I think you're supposed to use like a mixing spoon. Oh, that's much better, huh?
Yeah, much better. See the apple chunks?
Yeah.
I'm proud of those.
My arm is tired. You do this all the time?
Yeah.
This job is hard. Hey, Inertia, thank you for being quiet. That's very good.
I'm just gonna like watch it and hope that I can tell when it's done.
Those look great. Look at that. Let's put some peanut butter on top. Whoa,
that was
so
a lot.
much.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's got a 1. What do you think?
I think it's awesome.
Now I have to get an Instagram photo. So
Okay, good.
she's
You are
interested.
so lucky. All right, blow out your candle.
I'll help you. Ready?
Happy birthday.
Oh, make a wish. She said, I wish that candle would go out so I could eat my cupcake.
I know.
Happy birthday, Inertia.
That looks so good. She definitely likes the whipped cream.
She got to the peanut butter layer.
Yep. I don't know if she knows that she can actually bite into these yet. Oh, there she goes. Look at that.
Peanut butter side down. That's how she rolls. Oh boy. I think she might actually like it.
I think she loves it.
Obviously, Indy gets one too. Here you go. Okay.
You guys aren't the only ones who get to try these. These look good. Not bad.
Does it taste like peanut
You'll-
butter and applesauce?
Yeah, the only thing that it needs more of is sugar, but not for the dogs.
Yeah?
Yeah. In honor of Inertia's first birthday, recently on Instagram, I asked you guys questions you had about her training to this point and the overall experience with Inertia so far. So I really wanted to take a minute and kind of address some of those questions.
All right, first question. What was the most difficult thing that surprised you about training Inertia?
Well, you know, it's probably not much of a surprise, but her puppy biting stage was super intense. I mean, not the worst ever, but on the upper end of the spectrum, I would say. We're actually putting together a video right now where we kind of detail over the period of time how the puppy biting got resolved and how long it really took. Stay tuned for that video, you're gonna like it. Even to this day, we still struggle a little bit with excessive barking sometimes. We've been detailing that in recent episodes, as you've been seeing, and we're continuing to work through that. She's slowly getting better, but I sure wish she would get better faster. How many of you feel that way? Me too. Relative to my other dogs that I've trained in the past, Inertia loves dogs more than any of my other past dogs have. So working around dogs as distractions frequently has been something that we've been having to put some extra time into. I know so many of you deal with that, so it works out for me. I feel like I was pretty prepared for a wide variety of different scenarios. So from day one, I've designed my whole training strategy around flexibility, because you just don't know that much about a dog when you first get them, and you don't know what their personality is going to be like. For example, she plays Frisbee. She's decent at Frisbee, but she's not what I would consider like a really intense Frisbee dog. On the other hand, I mean, I can think of at least a dozen tricks that I've already taught her that I've never taught any other dog before, because she's really into learning those types of new tricks. Like her somersault and some upcoming tricks that I have not yet shown you, so you'll have to stay tuned for those.
When does it get easier?
When does it get easier? I'll let you know when I find out. No, I'm just kidding. That's actually a really good question, especially those of you with new dogs or young dogs in particular. It takes a good period of time to really build communication with them. And so it kind of feels like, man, I'm getting nowhere with this dog. Her progress is so slow. I mean, you can see that through the first several months of our training. Sometimes you'd see a spurt in her progress, but then you might see a regression or a plateau. And then, you know, a month later, she like breaks through to a new level mentally. But it's as though you reach a tipping point where your dog really starts to understand more than they don't understand. And that's when training really seems to accelerate and you just start breaking new ground at a much more rapid rate. But I gotta tell you guys, I mean, I've been through this a few times with my own dogs and many dogs that I've trained over the years, and it's really so normal to feel like you're not connecting with your dog as much as you should. But if you just stay the course and you really focus on just making a tiny bit of progress every time you work with them, or working with them 10 seconds here when you open the door, or 5 minutes here on a new trick that you're inspired to do, you would be surprised how just those little bits of interaction can build incredible communication as long as you're consistent. So stick with it. I believe in you.
What do you think is the biggest mistake that people make in their first year with a new puppy?
That's a pretty easy one. I mean, it's always a good one to review. But I guess the biggest mistake that as a dog trainer I see other people make with their dogs is giving their dog too much freedom, giving them the run of the house or something like that way too early on in their training. And that needs to be done in a pretty deliberate way, which we've covered throughout this series. So you can check it out from the beginning to see how we've gone about it. I mean, you'll notice these days, Inertia has the full run of the house. I even let her on the couch because I trust her not to chew it up, and she's been doing a pretty good job. Another thing I noticed too with a lot of people is that they assume that their dog is going to outgrow a lot of unwanted behaviors, whether it be excessive jumping or barking or play biting or just general hyperactivity. But the truth is you really have to be very deliberate about teaching your dog how to behave in those situations, and they don't typically just outgrow them. I mean, this is why when you look at a lot of older shelter dogs, for example, who haven't been in the care of a human, a lot of them still do play biting and things like that, so you still have to work with them. Of course, that can be true with any dog. You have to be very proactive about showing them how you want them to behave. They don't just learn because they get older, I guess. But dogs love learning from people, so you just have to show a little bit of effort and be pretty patient and put in your time, and most dogs will be very responsive to you.
Next question. Do you feel that Inertia can still learn more tricks and behaviors even after a year?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. She's just now waking up. We haven't even gotten started yet. I mean, that first year is dedicated to just building pretty basic communication and some basic tricks, but yeah, there's so much more to teach her. Dogs are smart. I mean, training never stops. In the first 2 or 3 years of training, there's a ton that happens there. There's a lot more to training a dog than house training them, stopping biting, stopping jumping, and leash walking, stay and come. I mean, that's what most people are focused on. All of those are very important, but teaching them how to do it everywhere and anywhere takes 2 or 3 years of experience for many dogs so that they can really generalize these concepts. Teaching them new and sophisticated tricks and skills that build on prior behaviors so you can do more complex and impressive things is part of the plan moving forward with her as well. So we haven't even started yet. So we're gonna keep teaching her lots of new things for as long as you guys are interested. And trust me, there is so much more to learn.
All right, this is the most frequently asked question. Is there anything you would have done differently looking back now?
I'm gonna say not really. And that isn't to say that I didn't make plenty of mistakes. The thing is, like, when you make mistakes or you get unexpected results from your training, or you see, wow, she's not ready for this, or wow, I really need to break this trick down into 5 more steps before I attempt to do this thing. You learn so much about your dog, and you almost learn more when things go unexpectedly than you do when they go as expected. And that's kind of the beauty and where you really learn about teaching your dog. So even when things don't go as desired, there's still an incredible amount of learning that goes into that. If you're doing a science experiment, right? Sometimes the most unexpected data is the most interesting data, and it can put you off into a completely different direction. It's kind of exciting when things don't go as you want them to go, if you can just look at the big picture. So far, I would say this series has gone exactly as I had hoped. In my books, I write how to train your dog, right? I mean, I type out everything to do, but I really wanted this series to be like the movie of these books, really vivid illustrations of everything we cover in these. So I'm gonna have links in the descriptions where you can get both of my books. So Dog Training Revolution is basically an overview of training your dog, where we focus on things like house training, handling a lot of common behavior problems, healthcare essentials, cool tricks, and I include references to other videos in this book too that are pretty helpful. And then Guide to a Well-Behaved Dog, we talk about chewing, jumping up, play biting, begging, not listening, phobias, resource guarding, aggression, and a lot more. So this is a really dog training specific book, whereas this one's kind of an overview to raising your dog. And there's still a lot of training in here as well, but you can get them both on Amazon. I think they both have a 4.6 star rating, and I'll have links below. And also, if you want to continue to support our series, you can make a contribution on Patreon. I'll have that link in the description below. But it's been an honor so far to have you guys on the series. I'm looking forward to continuing it. Hey, don't look too excited, you guys. See you next time. Subscribe to my channel and get both of my books if you want the maximum amount of help training your dog. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok to see how Inertia is doing in real time every single day. All of the links are in the description of this video.